Welcome to the YouTube channel Mathematics Students Helper. Dear students, in that video, the topic is divisibility in ring. Here mainly I discuss about irreducible element and prime element. I give definitions and example also. This is part 4. All other parts are is available in my channel. Please see the description box. The link of the another videos are given in description box. Please see the video from top to bottom by not skipping. If you understand my video, then after watching, please like it and share it with your friends. If the channel is still not subscribed, please subscribe it and say your friends to subscribe my channel. তো চলে আসছে আজকে our topic is irreducible element and prime element. Here I give idea about irreducible element. At first I give the definition of irreducible element. Suppose R be a commutative ring with unity. Actually it is a non-trivial commutative ring with unity. A non-zero element A in R is said to be an irreducible element in R if some conditions are satisfied. Okay, so you see that here the element is non-zero. Okay, now we want to say that A is irreducible. So at first you have to take a non-zero element. Okay, however it will be irreducible if the first condition is A is not a unit. Okay, A is not a unit, and second condition, the only divisors of A are units and the associates of A, that is A has only improper divisor. You know about proper divisor and improper divisor. These are given in part 2 maybe associates. Okay, so these are two conditions for which A will be irreducible. First condition is A is not a unit. Its second condition, A all the divisors of A are improper. That is A has no proper divisors. That is if alpha be a divisor of A, then alpha is either unit or alpha is associates of A. Second condition can be written in another form. If A is a irreducible element in D, then A equal to BC implies that either B or C is unit. Because you see that suppose B is not unit and C is unit. If B is not unit, then B must be A, because otherwise B will be a proper divisor. Okay, when B equal to A, then A may not be unit. A is not a unit, but then C must be unit, because for that purpose BC means AC. A is a unit, therefore this will be associate of A. And any other cases B and C both will be unit. Okay, however there is a condition, if A equal to BC, that is B and C are divisors, then either B or C will be unit. Okay, both are not unit. This is not possible. If B is not a unit, then B must be A. Okay, however I give some examples, then you understand the about irreducible element. Here in example 1 we consider the set of all integers z plus dot. Clearly z plus dot is a non-trivial commutative ring with unity. Unity is 1. Number 1, 15 is not irreducible element. Why? At first you will check that is 15 a unit or not. Clearly 15 is not a unit, because multiplicative inverse of 15 does not exist in Z. Because to find 1 you have to multiply 1 by 15 with 15. Okay, but 1 by 15 is not an element in Z plus dot, so 15 is not a unit. So first condition of irreducible element is satisfied. Now we have to check the second condition, that is if A equal to BC, then either B or C must be unit. Here 15 equal to 3 into 5. Okay, so 15 will be irreducible if either 3 is a unit or 5 is a unit, but here 3 is not a unit because 3 has no multiplicative inverse as well as 5 has no multiplicative inverse. So hence 15 is not a irreducible element. Okay, 15 will be irreducible element if either 3 or 5 will be unit. Okay, now we give another example. Here we conclude that 17 is a irreducible element, because at first you see that 17 is not a unit in Z. Okay, because same conclusion, multiple inverse of 17 is not in Z, because if to get 1 you have to multiply 17 with 1 by 17, but 1 by 17 is not in Z, therefore 17 is not a unit in Z. Okay, now we know that irreducible element 17 will be irreducible element if it has no proper divisors. You see the divisors of 17 are plus minus 1 and plus minus 17 only. Okay, you see that 1 and minus 1 are units. Actually 1 in multiplicative inverse of 1 is 1 and multiplicative inverse of minus 1 is minus 1, because minus 1 into minus 1 means 1, that is unity. 17 is not unit, but 17 is associate of 17, because 17 equal to 17 into 1, 1 is the unit. Similarly, minus 17 is not a unit, but minus 17 equal to 17 into minus 1, that is minus 17 equal to 17 into some unit. Therefore, minus 17 is associates of 17. Therefore, all the elements are improper divisor of 17. Here 1 and minus 1 are units, but 17 and 17 are plus minus 17 are associates, that are units, and plus minus 17 are associates. Therefore, all the divisors of 17 are improper. Hence, 17 is an irreducible element. Okay, I hope that you understand the example. Now, I will go in another example. This is example 2. Show that 3 is an irreducible element in Zi. Okay, Zi in ring of Gaussian integers. You know that know about Z of I. Z of I means a plus ib. The elements are in the form a plus ib, where a and b are integers. We have to show that 3 is an irreducible element. Please note that if you have to show some element as irreducible element, then you have to go through general way. That is, at first you have to show that the element is not a unit, and then if the element a equal to bc, then you have to show that either b is a unit or c is a unit. Okay, but when you show when you show 3 is not a irreducible element, then you have to take counter examples, such as we showed that 15 is not a irreducible element. Okay, at first we have to mention that 3 is a non-zero element, clearly non-zero element, and 3 is not a unit in Zi, because elements in Zi are a plus ib. Okay, if and its unity is 1, therefore multiple inverse of 3 will be 1 by 3, but 1 by 3 is not in Zi, therefore 3 is a non-unit element in Zi, not unit in Zi. Okay, now we have to choose a equal to bc form. Suppose 3 equal to something into something, where these are elements in Zi, therefore a b c d are all integers. Now taking the conjugate, that is 3 bar equal to a minus ib plus c minus ib. If you product 3 into minus 3 means 3 here, and actually 3 is a real number, therefore 3 into minus 3 will be 9. 9 equal to this in this means a square plus b square, and here a square c square plus d square. Then 9 equal to that a square plus b square into c square plus d square. Here you see that a b c d are all integers, therefore this is possible if one of the following 3 conditions hold. First condition is you see that product of 2 elements is 9, therefore this will be 1 9 9 1 and 3 3. Actually factorization of 9 are 1 1 in real number 1 1 9 3 3 and 9 1. Case 1, a square plus b square is 1, but c square plus d square is 9. Case 2, a square plus b square is 3 and c square plus d square is also 3. And last case, a square plus b square equal to 9, but c square plus d square equal to 1. Okay, now we discuss every case. Here you show that here a square plus b square equal to 1. Actually, if a plus ib has multiplicative inverse, then this will be a minus ib by root under a square plus b square. That is, real part is a by root under a square plus b square, and imaginary part is minus b by a square plus b square. So, this inverse will in Zi if a by a square plus b square, a by square root of a square plus b square and minus b by a square plus b square are both integers. Okay, when a square plus b square is 1, then a by square root of a square minus a square plus b square and b by square root of a square plus b square must be integer. Therefore, in that case, a plus ib is a unit. In case a square plus b square equal to 1, that is a plus ib is a unit in R. Okay. Case 2. 2 is not Case 2 is not possible because we can find any integers a b such that a square plus b square equal to 3. A square plus b square equal to 3. In case 3 c square plus d square equal to 1, therefore c plus id is a unit in R. So you see that in case 1 a plus ib a square plus b square 1, therefore a plus ib unit, and in case 2 c plus id is unit, therefore c plus id is unit, but case 2 is not possible. So 3 into a plus ib into c plus id implies that either a plus ib is a unit or c plus id is a unit in R. There is some question arises in your mind that if a square plus b square then c plus id, when this is unit, this is unit, this is not unit, but this will be in that case associates of 3, because suppose you take 3 c equal to 3, then this will be associate of 3. Suppose d equal to 3, c equal to 0, therefore I into 3 means 3 into y. I is a unit in z. Okay, when this is not unit, this must be associate of 3. You can check this. Okay, so you see that when c is not a unit, you see that, and 3 divides ab implies that either a is a unit or b is a unit in R. So 3 is an irreducible element in R. Note 3 is not an irreducible element in z of minus 5. 3 is an irreducible element in z of minus 5. Please check it. I discuss about z of root 5 after giving the definition of prime element, and example 2 and example 3. Please see that examples, then you get operations of z of square root of minus 5, and then you can calculate 3 as an irreducible element by that process. Okay, please try at home. I hope that you can solve that problem. Even if problem, so you can comment in comment box or you can mail me, then I will solve that problem if you don't solve the problem. Okay, however, I will give a theorem. If R be a non-trivial commutative ring with unity, then associates of an irreducible element is again a irreducible element. That is, associate of an irreducible element is irreducible element. I will go and prove that R be a non-trivial commutative ring with unity and A be an irreducible element in R. Okay, we have to show that associates of A is also irreducible element. Suppose B be a associate of A, then B equal to AU for some unit U in R from the definition of associates. Now I have to show that B is irreducible element. Clearly B is non-zero, because here A is irreducible, A is non-zero, EU is unit, therefore U must be non-zero. Therefore product of two non-zero element here is non-zero. Okay, otherwise we have to define as R is a commutative continuation divisor of 0. Actually we consider B as a, we know that B is a non-zero element. We want to show that B is also irreducible element. B is also irreducible element. Since, so we have to show that B is not a unit, and then B equal to, and B has no proper divisors. If possible let B is a unit, then there exists an element C in R such that, that is C is a multiple inverse of B such that BC equal to I being unity. Now BC equal to 1 implies that AU dot C equal to I, because you know that B equal to AU, therefore AU dot C equal to 1. Now I use associative property, this will be A dot of U dot C, A dot U dot C equal to y I, that is U dot C is a multiplicative inverse of A. This shows that A is a unit since UC belongs to R, but A is not a unit because A is irreducible element, but A is not unit in R since A is irreducible element. So our assumption is wrong, that is we assume that B is a unit R. This is not possible, therefore B must be B is not a unit in R. Okay, So this is first condition of our irreducible element. And second condition, if possible let B has a proper divisor and alpha be a proper divisor of B. Since alpha be a proper divisor, therefore alpha must divide B and alpha is not a unit in R. Okay. So actually we contradict that assumptions, because in second condition you show that if A be a irreducible element, then A has only improper divisor, that is A has no proper divisor. However, here alpha divides B, but alpha is not divisor of A. Now you see that since A, B are associates, then B divides A also. Now alpha divides B implies that alpha divides BU. Okay, but BU is A, therefore alpha divides A. It is a contradiction, because we see that alpha is a divisor of A which is not a unit. That is A has a proper divisor. A contradiction. So beta B has no proper divisor, and therefore B is also irreducible element. So we see that associates of irreducible element is also associates. Here I actually give the definitions of, write down the definition of irreducible element. Okay. Now we will go in prime element. At first I give the definition of prime element. This definition is nearly same to irreducible element. Here I consider as a commutative ring with unity. A non-zero element P in R is said to be prime element if first condition is same, P is not a unit, and second condition is different from irreducible element. Second condition is if P divides AB, then either P divides A or P divides B. These are the conditions for prime element. So a element P will be prime if at first P will be non-zero, then P will be not a unit, and lastly P divides AB will imply either P divides A or P divides B. Now I will give some example. In example 1 we consider the set of all integers z plus dot. First, clearly z plus dot is a non-trivial commutative ring with unity. 15 is not a prime because 15 divides 15, that is 15 divides 3.5, but 15 does not divide 3, neither does not divide 3 nor divide 5, but neither 15 divides 3 nor 15 divides 15. Okay, so 15 is not a prime, but 15 is a unit, 15 is also not a unit, but second condition is not fulfilled, so 15 is not a prime element in z plus dot. Now I will give another example in z plus dot. Here we consider 17. We conclude that 17 is a prime element because clearly 17 is a non-zero element in z plus dot and 17 is not a unit in z plus dot. The first condition for prime element is satisfied. Second condition, suppose 17 divides AB for some integers AB. You know that if for prime integer, here 17 is a prime integer. From prime integer, if P divides AB, then either P divides A or P divides B. This is Euclid's lemma. Since 17 is a prime integer by Euclid's lemma, we get either 17 divides A or 17 divides B. So you see that 17 divides AB implies that 17 divides A or 17 divides B. So 17 is a prime element. Here I write prime element, and here this is prime integer. Okay. So you see that actually in z plus dot every prime integers are prime element and irreducible element. In z plus dot every prime element number are prime element and as well as irreducible element. Actually there are relation between prime element and irreducible element. Actually in an integral domain every prime element is irreducible element, but converse is not true. The theorem is proved in next video, and there are some another videos also. Okay. However, I will go in next example. This is example 2. Here you consider the ring so that square root of minus 3 is a prime element in z of square root of minus 3. You know z of square root of minus 3, this is similar to Gaussian integer solution. Z square root 3 means a plus square root of minus 3 into b, where a, b are integers. Okay. This will form a ring, commutative ring with unity under addition and multiplication. Here addition is defined in that form. If you add a plus square root of minus 3b and c plus square root of minus 3d, then this will be a plus c and square root of minus 3 into b plus d. This is same as complex number a plus ib form. Here in the place of I, this is square root of 3 into y, and multiplication is defined by that is, this means a dot 3 into that dot that. This is root square root of minus 3 square root of minus 3 into BD. Product of 2 square root of minus 3 is minus 3. It is defined in that way. Okay, this the real part and imagined part, that is coefficient of root square root of minus 3 is here BC and here AD, that is AD plus BC. Here A plus A square root of minus 3B, C square root of minus 3D are in Z in 3. Okay, clearly square root of minus 3 is non-zero element in Z3. Here 1 is the unity. Okay, at first actually we have to show that square root of minus 3 is prime element. For that purpose, at first we will show square root of minus 3 is not a unit. This is a non-zero element in square root of, in that we want to show that square root of minus 3 is not a unit. Actually we prove it by contradiction. If possible, let square root of minus 3 is unit in Z of square root of minus 3. Then square root of minus 3 has multiplicative inverse. Then there exists an element, suppose P plus square root of minus 3 Q Z3, such that this is actually multiplicative inverse of that. Therefore product multiplication of that two elements must be unity. Here unity is 1, such that that into the inverse is 1. If we simplify that, this will be square root of minus 3 P into multiplication of that, in that this will be minus 3Q from the definition of multiplication. And you see that here left hand side is that, and I take 3Q in right hand side, 3Q plus 1. It is not possible because you see that this Q is integer, therefore right hand side is an integer, but left hand side is not an integer. Because right hand side is an integer but left hand side is not an integer. Okay, so our assumption, we assume that square root of minus 3 is not unit in Z3. This is not possible, therefore square root of minus 3 is not in Z of square root of minus 3. Actually assume that square root of minus 3 is unit in Z of square root of minus 3. Okay, but this contradicts some facts, this fact. So square root of minus 3 is not a unit in Z3. Therefore for prime element first condition is satisfied. We have to prove the second condition. For second condition is P divides, if P divides AB, then P divides either A or P divides B. Here we take square root of minus 3 divides two elements. Suppose these are two elements, such that square root of minus 3 divides that into that. Okay, clearly AB are integers. Since square root of minus 3 divides A plus square root of minus 3B and C plus square root of minus 3D, therefore this will be square root of minus 3 into some elements in Zi. Then the element is suppose x plus square root of minus 3i. This suppose this element in such a way that this into square root of minus 3 equal to product of that two elements, such that A plus square root of minus 3 into C plus eta equal to eta. Okay. Now if you simplify, then we get AC minus 3BD. Here square root of coefficient of square root of minus 3 is here, this means AD, and here this means BC, and here square root of minus 3 into x, and here square root of minus 3 square root of minus 3 is minus 3 minus minus 3 into y, and square root of minus 3 into x. If you compare, then you get AC minus 3BD equal to minus 3, AC minus 3BD equal to minus 3. So AC equal to minus 3y plus 3BD. So AC equal to, if you take common 3BD into y, so AC equal to 3 into something, so 3 divides AB. Since 3 is a prime integer, therefore 3 divides AC implies that either 3 divides A and or 3 divides B. If 3 divides A, then minus 3 divides also A. Again minus 3 equal to square root of minus 3 and square root of minus 3. Actually we get this from definition of multiplication in Z of square root of minus 3. Okay. Again square root of minus 3 divides square root of minus 3 into square root of minus 3, and this divides square root of A. Therefore we can conclude that square root of minus 3 divides A. Okay. Again square root of minus 3 divides A, and square root of minus 3 divides square root of minus 3B. This is obvious. So square root of minus 3 divides A plus that. A plus that. So you see that when 3 divides A, then square root of minus 3 divides A plus of square root of minus 3B. Similarly, we can show that if 3 divides B, then square root of minus 3 divides C plus square root of 3D. So if square root of minus 3 divides A plus square root of minus 3B and C plus square root of minus 3D, then you see that square root of either square root of minus 3 divides a plus square root of minus 3b, or square root of minus 3 divides c plus square root of minus 3 in D. Okay, this is the condition, second condition of prime element. Hence, minus square root of minus 3 is the prime element in Z of square root of minus 3. Now, I will give last example. This is example 3. So that 3 is not a prime element in Z of square root of minus 5. You have to show also 3 is not 3 is a irreducible element in Z of square root of minus 5. This is the homework for you. This is given under irreducible element. Now I prove it. The solution is that clearly Z of square root of minus 5 is a cohabitating with unity, and 3 is a non-unit in Z of square root of 5, because to get 1 you have to multiply 1/3 with 3, but 1/3 is not an element in Z of square root of minus 5, because elements of Z of square root of minus 5 are in the form a plus square root of minus 5 into b, where a, b are integers. So 3 is not a unit in Z of minus 5. Now we have to show that 3 is not a prime element in Z of square root of minus 5. So you have to take counter example. We have 9 equal to 2 plus square root of minus 5 and 2 minus square root of 5. You can take square root of minus 5 as 5 root 5 into I also. Therefore this will be 2 square plus 2 square minus 5 I square, that is 4 plus 5 means 9. Again 3 divides 9, 3 divides 9, so 3 divides that, therefore 3 divides this. Okay, now we have to show that either if possible, actually 3 will be prime. 3 if 3 is a prime, then 3 divides that or 3 divides that. Actually here I get that example to show that 3 is not a prime, therefore we have to show that neither 3 divides that nor 3 divides that. If possible, let either 3 divides that and that. Okay, either 3 divides of that or 3 divides that, if possible. Okay, now we consider every case also. Now if 3 divides 2 plus root 5, 3 plus root 5, then there exists an element p plus q root under minus 5 such that 2 plus square root of minus 5 equal to 3 into that. Okay, 2 plus square root of minus 5 equal to 3 into that. If you simplify that, then right hand side you get 3p minus 3p plus 3q into square root of minus 5, 3p plus 3q square root of minus 5. If you compare both sides, then you will get 3p equal to 2 and 3q equal to 1. Comparing, we get 2 equal to 3p and 1 equal to 3q, but these are not possible because you cannot find integers pq such that 3p equal to 2 and 3q equal to 1. These are not possible because pq are integers. So 3 divides that is not possible, and therefore 3 does not divide 2 plus square root of minus 5. Similarly, you can show that 3 does not divide 2 minus square root of minus 5 also. Thus 3 divides that, but 3 divides 2 plus square root of minus 5 into 2 minus of square root of minus 5, but neither 3 divides 2 plus square root of minus 5 nor 3 divides that. Okay, hence 3 is not a prime element in Z of square root of minus 5. This is a very important example. Actually, this example concludes that every prime element is not necessarily, every irreducible element is not necessarily prime. In next video, I discuss actually relation between irreducible element and prime element. This is part 5. There I show that the relation between reducible element and prime element. Here you see that every irreducible element is prime in integral domain, but the converse is not true. But converse is true if you take the principal ideal domain. Okay, in next video I will discuss that. Please see that video. Thank you. Have a good day.